This is part two of my Think Media um, YouTube channel review. Um, in part one, I talked about how Think Media, created by Sean Cannell, is a lot of ways trying to continue what Gary Vee says about content creation, and Gary Vee says you should create 100 pieces of content a day. Think Media says you should post as many videos as possible, or post as much quality content as you can. Um, and the the thing, so I feel like Think Media is following in Gary Vee's footsteps. In Sean Cannell probably listens to a lot of what Gary Vee says, and he takes that into his considerations when he explains how to start a successful YouTube channel on how to start a successful YouTube channel. He probably thinks a lot of what Gary Vee says, and in a lot of ways he's trying to be Gary Vee but focused on YouTube. Which is very important because Gary Vee focuses on a lot of different things. So it's important that somebody focus on YouTube because a lot of people just want YouTube advice. They don't want LinkedIn advice. They don't want TikTok advice. They don't want Facebook advice. They just want YouTube advice. And Sean Cannell focuses on YouTube. Maybe he does a little of other stuff too, but he focuses on YouTube. Like 99% of his stuff is about how to succeed on YouTube, which is what I want, obviously, because it's where I'm focused. But anyways, um, the thing is, so I do have some disagreements about Think Media. Um, he's Sean Cannell says you should be very narrowly focused on a niche. I actually disagree with that. I think vlogging is the fastest growing form of YouTube content, and I think vlogging isn't specified on one specific thing. You could say vlogging is a niche, but the point of vlogging is you do a variety of different things. And some people say, oh, you should focus on three topics, and do those three topics on your channel. But Sean Cannell says that it's actually better to focus on one and do it really well, and focus on one concept and master that one concept. Um, I actually disagree with him. I actually think having a variety of content is actually probably the better strategy, because as I said before, vlogging is the fastest growing format on YouTube. So I actually think having a variety is smarter. Don't put yourself in a little box. Do you know how many YouTubes aren't about? I mean, you should have a section of content you're interested in, but why not just make that all the section content that you're naturally want to consume anyways? You should just be producing content that reacts to the content that you want to consume. Like I'm reacting to this channel that I've watched, and that's what I'm producing is reactions to the YouTube channels I consume. So yeah. So the other thing is he says passion should be one part of the this what is it called this the the sphere, and you shouldn't focus just on your passion. You should focus equally as much on what you're skilled in, and it's not just what you're skilled in. It's stuff that has that there's already an audience for. And he talks a lot about vidIQ. Okay, vidIQ does in vidIQ you can type in a couple of words and you can see exactly what people are searching for on YouTube, and how many people search for that. I don't know if he's being paid by vidIQ, or if he's just or if he actually believes in that product that much. I don't understand. Like he's so obsessed with vidIQ. I think he has a partnership or something. I think he's being paid by them. I'm pretty sure he's being paid by them, but he doesn't admit he's being paid by them because I can't understand why would he be that obsessed over that product. Like he thinks that product is so good. It makes it. He's either Sean Cannell is either being paid by vidIQ, or he is or he believes in the concept so much that he believes that's the future of YouTube. And so I understand that. He thinks the future of YouTube is like Quora. He thinks people are just going to type in questions and then go there and then say like, um, just like what do you call it? Like you know, and that people Google questions, and they're either going to get Quora answers, Reddit answers, or YouTube answers. And he thinks the future of YouTube is a bunch of people answering random questions and just going where the audience is and people answering random Google questions. And I understand there is a huge audience for that. I get it. I understand that there will always be audience for people answering difficult questions and people looking up answers and people helping other people. There will always be an audience for that on YouTube. However, it's important to keep in mind there is also a creative side of YouTube. I think Sean Cannell underestimates the creative future of YouTube. It's not just all, rice and it's not just all nuts and bolts. There is a creative side to it as well, and you have to understand that the I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this. Like, it's not just answering questions from like Quora or Google. You have to. I think Sean Cannell is underestimating the creative future of YouTube. I think he, it's not just going to be an encyclopedia. Like, the future of YouTube could go in so many different directions, right? And one future is, yes, it's just an encyclopedia, and people just go there for knowledge. But it's not just knowledge. There's also going to be podcasts and people doing creative work. And creative work doesn't just mean answering questions that people have and people getting hard answers. Not everything in life is a hard answer, and you have to understand that. It can't just be hard answers to questions. It has to be, there's more complexity and depth and obtuseness to life than I think he's I think Media is predicting. I'm not saying he's not talking about doing creative work. I'm saying he de-emphasizes the creative side of the equation on his. He makes these Think Media makes these hour-long or hour to 2 hour presentations every month or two, where they talk about the future of YouTube, where it's going, where it is, where the market is, and he does a really good job analyzing the market, right? And I think he's fantastic. I think the Think Media channel is fantastic at giving advice on how to start a successful YouTube channel. I think he's very good at that. It's just he always gets just one part in the segment where he talks about you should focus on where is there a market for? Where is there a market for, and what do you have skills in to produce? So, but there. So I guess there is a market for philosophical content. I just don't need it's like he keeps shilling this vidIQ product, and I'm like, there's more. You don't need vidIQ. It's like he wants you to buy something, but like, why are you trying to get us to buy something when we don't need that? It's not that important to buy some analytics tool. You don't need an analytics tool to succeed on YouTube. I mean, what are you talking about? But it's just kind of funny that he's like so obsessed with vidIQ. And the other thing is, just because there's like vidIQ shows you search results for what people are searching for, what's a popular question people have, just because there's search results for it today or yesterday doesn't mean there's going to be search results for it tomorrow. People are going to have different questions tomorrow than what they're going to have today. For example, I watched a YouTube channel called FD Signifier who 6 months ago did a review of the movie Baby Boy that came out 20 years ago. He did a review of the movie Baby Boy that came out 20 years ago. Is there a demand for that, for a review of a 20-year-old movie? Are you going to see like a million searches for the movie Baby Boy if it came out 20 years ago, directed by John Singleton? No, you're not. vidIQ is not going to show you that. You have to use intuition to find that for yourself. Are you interested in creating that content? Are you interested in talking about that movie? There's this other channel. Cold Crash Pictures, he just did a movie review. I haven't watched it. I'm going to this week. He just did a movie review of a movie that came out in 1937, which is, I guess, like a 90-year-old movie. It's called Freaks. It's a movie called Freaks, and he did a 90-year-old movie review of that. And there's not market. You're not going to find in some search algorithm, some analytics tool to see if there's demand for a movie review that came out 90 years ago that nobody's even ever heard of. Nobody's even ever heard of the movie Freaks before because it's such a small movie. It's not King Kong. It's not Gone with the Wind. It's a tiny little movie no one's ever heard of from the 1930s. And there's not market demand for it because nobody knows it exists. That's the point of what Cold Crash Pictures is trying to do, is he's trying to create demand for... He's trying to make the market himself. He's trying to own the market himself. And it's not about, oh, there was request for it. No, there wasn't request for it. He just wanted to make it. He wanted to make whatever content he wanted to make. That's the point. Not everything is business driven. Not everything is market driven. And that's the thing that Think Media, I think they miss, is you have to use intuition to find out what type of content would you like to see out there. What do you want to watch? And it's like, I don't know. I feel like he's though this is an overly overly critical video of Think Media. I understand that. I'm being overly critical because I like criticism. I like debating people, and I'm debating what he's. Every time he has these presentations, he talks about this triangle. The top of the triangle is demand. The right side of the triangle is skill, and the left side of the triangle is market. No. I mean the top side of the triangle is passion, what you're passionate about. The left side of the triangle is what you're skilled in, and the left side of the triangle is what is there market for. I'm pretty sure there's market for whatever you're passionate about, and I'm pretty sure you don't have to be skilled in anything at all. You don't have to have any skills to do YouTube at all. That's the great thing about YouTube, is you don't have to have any specific thing. People watch my content, and I don't even know anything at all, and people still watch this. So I'm example enough that you don't need any specific skills to do this. Please, you don't need like skills to do this. I mean, let's be realistic here. Anybody can do this. It's not you don't have to be like some like savant or something to make content. You don't have to be skilled in anything to make content. So my problem with his passion, skills, market thing is really all you need is passion. I think, but the point he's trying to make is you can't just make music. You can't just make music and expect people to watch you make music. You know what? If you want to make, I disagree with him. If you want to make music and you think you're good enough at music, you should make music. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you want to spend your career making music, good. You should. But most people wake up one day and say, okay, my music videos get 2 views and my TV show review videos get 100 views, so why would I make more music videos when I can make more TV review videos that get 100 times what my music gets? It's not that people are going to should stop making music on YouTube. It just people should say, okay, my TV reviews are getting 100 times what my music is getting, so why would I make any music? It's not a matter of. I mean, I guess you could say that that's market. There's market for that. So in that sense, he's right. So then we go back to think, okay, he actually does know what he's talking about, and I don't have skill in making music, so I do have skill about critiquing media. So like I'm critiquing his media right now. So maybe he's right. Maybe I don't have skill, and maybe there's not a market for that. But the point I'm trying to make is you don't know that there's a market for something until you actually make it. I didn't know there was a market for the music videos I was making until I actually tried it. I didn't know I wasn't skilled at it until I actually tried it. And I think people should try whatever they want to try on this platform because you don't know you're any good at it until you do it. You should just put content out there and see what sticks. Just throw it at the wall and see what sticks. You don't know what people are going to want to watch. And, maybe I want to be a productivity YouTuber. Maybe you might say, oh, that's an overly competitive space. There's a million productivity YouTubers, but there's a million people watching content for that too. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a million people watching content for that too. So, um, yeah, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to be so analytical about creating content. You can just make whatever you want. I don't think make as much as you want and as much of it as possible. That's the one thing I really did learn from Think Media is make as much as possible. Um, Life's not just about like waiting until you're ready and then it's not about waiting until you're ready. You have to put yourself out there and just make content. You have to make it until your eyes bleed because first of all, it's fun. Your eyes aren't going to bleed from it. It's going to be fun to do. And second of all, um, people do watch. This is the biggest month of my channel I've ever had. I have over 300 views this month, and whereas normally I get like half that. Normally I get like 150. I have over 300 this month. I have like 4 times the watch time I normally have, and that just shows that the more I make, the more people watch, and that's what Think Media talks about. A lot of Think Media is about just hit record, and that's one of their catchphrases is just hit record. And you should record yourself as much as possible. Anytime you have a thought bubble in your head where you have something to share, you should share it on here. Because why would you want to share it on the bottom of a Reddit thread where no one's ever going to watch it, no one's ever going to read it at the bottom of a Reddit thread, where you can share it on YouTube, where you can monetize it, and hundreds of people will watch, thousands of people, millions of people could potentially watch, and you could have a channel, you could have a community of people with like-minded people sharing with talking about the same ideas. Um, and you're gonna get negative comments. I'm not saying you're not gonna get negative. I had guys on my Duran Duran video insulting my character, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not gonna tell you the insult he told me. I deleted some of his comments because they use some words that you're not supposed to say on YouTube. But I had to delete some of his comments. But you know, what am I saying? It's just you're gonna get good comments and you're gonna get bad comments, and you have to roll with the punches. And people are going to insult you. Good. I take the criticism with a grain of salt, and I learn from the criticism, and I say, okay, I understand what you're saying, and I'm going to try to do better next time to try to not act like that or be like that. I understand that he was insulting the way I was talking and what I was saying. He disagreed with my comments about Duran Duran. This guy thought Duran Duran was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He thought Duran Duran was the greatest band in the world, and I thought Duran Duran was just an above average band, but not the greatest band in the world. I thought a lot of their songs are kind of generic and they're overplayed, and even though I love 80s music, I think Duran Duran's only okay. So the guy just started insulting me. But you know what? I'm not going to let those comments get me down. I'm going to take the criticism and say, okay, I'm going to think about the character critiques you said about me, and I'm going to think about how I can change my personality to be a more well-rounded person. So that's about building a community, and you have to organize your community in the sense that you can't allow them to say curse words on your comments, because if some people say curse words on your comments, then more and more people are going to say curse words on your comments. And then your comment section is going to be a dumpster fire, and your whole channel is going to be a dumpster fire because you're going to be responding to these comments with negativity and people cursing. You can't have your channel become a dumpster fire, obviously. So I'll probably do more Think Media reaction videos in the future, because I'm going to be continuing watching a lot of Think Media channels. So this is not the end-all be-all review of Think Media. It's just part 2 of a series I'm doing about my reactions to what Sean Cannell and the rest of them are saying on there. Yeah, so they give a lot of strategy advice. They give a lot of advice about equipment, what equipment to buy. I know I have the wrong equipment, but one of the things Sean Cannell says is it's more about the content you make than it is about the equipment you have, and it's you should use whatever equipment you have right now. It's not about having some fancy smancy stuff. You should just use whatever you have right now, and it's you don't need fancy equipment to succeed on YouTube. All you need is a camera, is a cell phone. Most people's cell phones have a camera they can just use for that. Uh, I like to have a webcam because I like to do this all on the computer and just do this while sitting down and not make a big deal about it. But that's just me. Um, so yeah, Think Media is a really good YouTube channel and talks about strategy on how to create a successful YouTube channel. And I'll talk more about them in the future. I think that's all I'm going to say about them right now. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Think Media? What do you think about their channel? Have they helped you in the past succeed on YouTube? Let me know in the comments below if they've helped you start a channel. Please subscribe to this channel to be part of the community. And please like the video. It really helps out the channel a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.